Hi, we're Andy and Kathy Napier of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we are missionary appointees with TWR, or Trans World Radio.
TWR is the most far-reaching Christian media ministry, with content in over 220 languages in 160 countries. Forms of media may be radio, the internet, print media, and even television in some countries.
God is using TWR to reach into oral cultures. These are groups of people that don't even have a written language. But think about what a great tool radio is to reach those people that can't even read a book. Tonight, 3.8 billion people have access to a TWR radio signal in his or her native language. That's an amazing tool that God has poised right now to use to fulfill the Great Commission, and we're so excited to be part of it. Let me tell you our story of how we became part of TWR. About 1.5 years ago, I had kind of a rough day at work, and I came home, and I had done a lot of interviews with different staff members at TWR. I've done radio campaigns with them, and I know very well how God's using TWR around the world. So I came home, told Kathy I was a little discouraged, and she said, "Honey, why don't you just go to the TWR website and just see maybe what they might have?"
I had seen the passion that he had for what they do. He had been to the headquarters for remotes and had some of the guys actually come to the studio where he worked. Every time he would always come home and just share stories with me about the missionaries that he was able to talk with, or hearing about the missionaries and what they were doing.
We weren't looking to move, but there was this one job description that just jumped off the screen.
As I'm fixing supper, he calls to me and he says, "You've got to see this." So I go to check it out. And as I'm reading the job description, it looks as if it is something he has actually written himself for what he would love to do.
So I sent an email to the one contact that I knew, John Somerville, and he called me at home the next day and he said, "Andy, I got your email this morning." And I just about fell out of my chair. And I said, "Why, John?" And he said, "You don't realize this, but I'm the one that wrote..." "You don't realize this, Andy, but I'm the one that wrote that job description. And I wrote it with you in mind. But I never would have contacted you out of my respect for your boss and my respect for your network." And that's when Kathy and I just knew, God, you must be up to something. In fact, John even said in that conversation, "Believe it or not, we talked about you in a meeting just earlier this week." So Kathy and I knew we had to start making some steps and checking into this. Lord, is this what you would have us do? And the more we checked into it, the more we realized, indeed, God had been at work preparing me over the last 20 plus years through interviewing skills, through production work, through everything that I've learned in radio for what He has for me to do at TWR.
We are so excited about this call God has given us to join the ministry of TWR. But before we can start our assignment, we need partners like you to join us on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis.
Will you prayerfully consider being a part of our support team? Thanks.